Good day, you dirty pigs. This is the Trews. I'm Russell Brand. We're doing some comments because I'm away hiding from the world, looking at myself. Bristol Guy 100. Fucking good job. I hope it's the beginning and the end. Humans are a fucking cancer and the planet would be better off without us. That is a good point. I mean, if we are living in an infinite and eternal universe, the momentary blips of even the cycles of human life are ultimately irrelevant. What does it matter if the species is wiped out, really? The thing that bothers me is that we're not an expression of beauty and purity currently. Like it says in the Lord's Prayer, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We're not really an expression of beauty. That bothers me a bit, even outside of ecological narratives of destruction. 2015 is an important year. World leaders meet 3 times. This is an important time for us to, if you do care about ecology, this is an important time for campaigning, learning and activism. Vegan gardener. Number 1 cause of climate change by a huge margin is animal agriculture, which Russell currently supports. Do I, mate? When did I say that? I don't think. When have I ever gone? I love a bit of animal agriculture. I'm vegetarian for a kick-off. I believe in local organic farming. I believe in breaking down of monocultures. I believe in the control of transnational corporations like Monsanto. They shouldn't be allowed to buy that pesticides company. In fact, they should be collectivised, owned by the workers, should stop making dangerous pesticides immediately, should compensate the hundreds of thousands of Indian farmers that have killed themselves since Monsanto have been copyrighting seeds. I think I'm against it. Now the trolls control me on how climate change doesn't exist and we need to kill animals in 3, 2, 1. There's no such thing as climate change. We need to kill the animals. It's very bad to kill animals. In early societies, animals were killed, a bit like in the film Avatar, lovingly and respectfully, with the acknowledgement that they'd given their lives over to us, and that animals were closer to God than we, the humans, not subordinate. But in Christian theology, man is given dominion over the beasts, and this is, in some respects, the origins of patriarchy, misogyny, and what's the other thing? It's treating animals bad. Tech talk. I don't understand why the whole world is built on destruction for profit when all these companies have destroyed the earth. What can they do with their money? Potentially nothing. That's why it must be some kind of frequency of consciousness that is unexamined. People aren't looking at... I think we've lost our connection to the earth, like when I was just talking about animals just then. Like we've forgotten that we are an expression of nature, not distinct from nature, but consciousness experiencing itself, creativity experiencing itself. Like the symbol of the snake in the Garden of Eden is regarded as a sort of an evil thing. Really, in most cultures, the snake is regarded as sort of like a wise thing. That's an illustration by Carl Jung of the Kundalini snake, the energy within us. But the snake is such a potent symbol because the snake sheds its skin. If you think of life as one force, every generation we shed our skin and are born again into the next generation. The snake of life travels through time. Well, man, yeah, but we've lost our connection to that thing. So, we think of ourselves as just individuals with individual materialistic needs, and it's to the detriment of the whole planet, really, mate. So I don't know what those companies think they're doing. They're just a bit distracted. We'll have to take a few back. I think the first thing we should do is shut down a major corporation over the next couple of years. Even Monsanto, GM, Philip Morris, a big major corporation, campaign to take them over, get their workforces running them, all of their profits put back into ecological issues. We'll work it out. Don't worry, mate. I've just got to have a little holiday first. Fresh wreckage, new hard rock, skate, punk and surf. Can someone explain to me how capitalism is a fundamentalist religion? Yeah, I'll do it. It's an ideology that you don't have to deliberately subscribe here, but it is all prevailing. Everything that we do takes place within this kind of invisible mechanic of trade, and not trade based on supply and demand as it once was, but a kind of subsidised trade where control is beyond us, where we can't access it. It's an ideology that is invisible and unquestionable. Read Late Capitalism by Mark Fisher. Read a bit of Marxist theory if you want, but what I mean when I say it is that it's an ideology you've got no choice but to participate in it. Why is it extreme? Because it's causing extreme inequality, it's causing death, war and destruction, and it's causing ecological meltdown, and yet there's no purchase, there's no recourse. That's why I see it as an extremist ideology, as we've explained brilliantly on the Trews, can't remember which episode, but climate change is much more dangerous than terrorism and causes terrorism, and yet we spend not hardly any time talking about climate change, but we don't do anything about it, and we don't talk about it in a reasonable way, whereas terrorism is constantly promoted because terrorism is a way of making you feel afraid and yielding power to giant institutions, corporations and government, whereas climate change makes you question the validity of those organisations. Sorry for getting fascinated by my face during that important speech. Trews, Mad Max, more like Mad Cameron. Am I right, guys? Yeah, you are. Pablo Digital. I'm planning on moving to Norway soon, one of the most progressive fair countries in the world. Good luck, England, you're fucked. Pablo, you bastard, come back. Craig Brett. 1984 is now a reality. All we need now is the thought police and it's done. This is seriously worrying. Yeah, it's a matter of time, mate. It's a matter of time. Getting arrested just for thinking stuff. D. Brannick. Come on this channel to criticise RB and found within a few seconds agreeing with both the sentiment and content. Good to have a courageous voice. I imagine the superior strategy within the context of malevolent and dominant force passing itself off as a legitimate government to be both individual and collective in nature. A considerable amount of attention on this channel has been devoted to collective strategy. Yes, it's the most important thing. I would like to state briefly my ideal response to the corruption in government, banking and the flaws in centralised profit-driven food production. Taxes, don't pay them. En masse in an organised way. Bank accounts, don't use them. En masse in an organised way. Food, produce it yourself. Spirulina, reishi mushrooms. Fair enough, give it a whirl. If any person can find within himself or herself the personal power to take responsibility for the consequences of enacting out one or more of the above, we have the seed of revolution in our hands. Thank you, D. Brannick, for some practical advice. The revolution is back on track and it's all thanks to you. Thank you. I'm going to draw a little cat nose on myself. I'm going to do that in my own time. And I'm going to colour my nipples in two. Subscribe. Yeah.
Nose is a tool that is abused to fool you and to leave you scared and confused. Trews is like the nose. If the nose was true, I want some trews. Let's have some trews.